John Beltran, Dave Urick back from Beat Diggers Stadium as we're about to head to the third quarter. The Beat Diggers lead the Lamar Savages 20-6 in this opening round Class 2A playoff game. You can always go to KSIRsports.com and click on Brush Videos. We'll have the Estes Park videos up there coming up tomorrow morning. We've already uploaded them to our local site. Just have to get them up there on YouTube. And we'll have plenty of videos from these games as well. We try to do everything here and shoot that as we broadcast the game. So that just adds to our coverage right here on 1010 as well as KSIR.com. And, again, either go to KSIRsports.com and click on Brush Videos or go to our KSIR B106 channel on YouTube. We also have every game that's been played this season and from the past couple of seasons uploaded on YouTube. So you can check that out on our KSIR B106 channel. All of the audio from those games, including some exciting contests from last year, that state semifinal win over Ken Denver, that 42-41 overtime victory this year over Eaton. Some classic football involving the Beat Diggers as Brush will receive to begin the second half. And, Dave, I know we're just waiting for Eric Garcia to break one. He broke one against Valley several weeks ago in Gilchrist. And he still didn't score, but he had a heck of a run.
He is so dangerous back there. And, you know, the other thing is even if they go the other direction and they decide not to kick it to Garcia, look, you got Rosenbrock over here, who's a freshman. You got Eddie Arribas over there, who's a sophomore. Those two guys are also dangerous. So we got plenty of horsepower to return this kick.
I still say, Dave, watch out for the onside kick because this team knows that they've been unable to stop the Beat Diggers, and that might be their best chance is to recover an onside kick.
Yeah, and their kickoff is set up for that. You know, they have their two wide-out guys that are about 5 yards back from the line where the ball's sitting, and then all the other 9 guys are all right there in the middle of the field, and their kicker stands there, and then he turns around, and they're in a bunch, and they all just surge towards the ball. So, you know, that's built for an onside kick.
Tyler Jara to kick it off, and this will be a kick high and deep, and Garcia fields it at the 1, straight ahead to the 5. He hesitated at the 10, up to the 15, has a seam to the 20-yard line, back to the outside to the 35. Garcia now to the 50-yard line, turning it on in Lamar territory, inside the 40 to the 35, maybe the 34. And now the officials are discussing as to whether Garcia was actually in the end zone when he fielded that kickoff, because they're talking now at the 35-yard line, but I think they would have stopped the play at that point. And if not, that's a 66-yard return for Eric Garcia.
Well, Garcia had turned sideways and kind of caught it over his shoulder, and so I think, you know, Garcia hesitated there because he thought the official was going to blow the whistle.
He did.
But I think the official was saying that the ball never crossed the plane. And so if that's the case, then Garcia brought it out and ran with it, but it's kind of hard to believe.
So it's a 66-yard return for Eric Garcia. And, Dave, I think that hesitation by Garcia threw Lamar off.
Yep, and remember, their kickoff team, they all hustle and they stay in their lanes all the way down the field, so it's not like they converged on him either. They were in their lanes all the way down to the goal line.
1st and 10 for the 34-yard line. Blake in motion to the right, and there's the give to the deep man. Carter running along the right sideline inside the 30 towards the 28. He picks up 6 yards in the play. Out to make the tackle was Ray Lira, the 5'6", 145-pound freshman, but another big gainer. And that's actually a small gainer tonight for Tyler Carter, considering the double-digit yardage he's put together on many plays. 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, so that was like a 46 for all those ex-Beat Digger football players where they kick the defensive end out with their halfback and then run it off tackling. You know, it's kind of like an isolation play that worked really well that time.
2nd down and 4 from the 28-yard line of Lamar. Blake in motion to the left. Tormolin on the handoff left to Chris Lee, trying to break a tackle, but he's taken down by the ankles and taken down there by Eric Nischberg at the line of scrimmage. I don't think he got to the 27-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 4 to go for Brush.
Chris Lee's had a hard night tonight, 5 yards on 6 carries. They've really been hitting him right at the line of scrimmage. Dave,
the Beat Diggers have been huge tonight on special teams. It's amazing the plays they've made. Like a good neighbor, State Farm agent Greg Mullen is there. Like Greg Mullen, work with you to get the discounts you desire and the coverage you need. 3rd down and 4. Bootleg. Tormolen running to his right. Inside the 25-yard line. He's got a first down as Tormolen drives inside the 20, actually, to the 18. And for Mitch Tormolen, that's a gain of 11 yards as they place the football at the 17-yard line. First and 10 for the Bee Diggers. They're in the red zone once again.
Every bootleg's been to the right side, every single one of them for big yards. A carry of 4, 22, 14, 1-yard carry when he had that sneak, and then an 11-yard run that time.
Well, the Bee Diggers are exploiting the weak side. 1st and 10 for the 17. Blake is in motion to the right. And there's the give to the deep man. Carter running right to the 15-yard line along the sideline, and he's dragged out of bounds inside the 10 to the 8. It's a gain of 9 for Tyler Carter. 2nd down and 1 for the 8, and the Bee Diggers could not have a better situation than they do right now.
So that's a 20 series, that sort of 26 cross. It's just working really good for the Diggers, and man, Carter he has so much speed there. His wheels are just going like a windmill down there.
2nd down and 1 from the Lamar 8-yard line. Rosenbrock is now in the backfield along with Chris Lee. One receiver out to the left. On 2nd and 1, Tormolen hands it off right to Rosenbrock running up the middle. He's got a first down to the 5-yard line, picking up 3 yards in the play. Nice job of Lee completing that fake because there were Savages attacking him there, but 1st and goal for Brush after the pickup of 3 by the freshman Kyle Rosenbrock. As we've got 10:20 to go in the 3rd quarter, the Bee Diggers lead the Savages 20-6, looking for a 3-possession lead. Carter's back in there with Garcia. Albo lined up as a receiver to the right, but more than likely the Bee Diggers will stick with a ground game. There's the handoff right up the gut, and driving is Carter to the 2-yard line. They try to strip the football, but he holds on to it, and he's down just inside the 2. He was swallowed up there by Paul Dellinger. 2nd down and goal from the 2 after the pickup of 3 for Tyler Carter.
120 yards now for Carter, one of our biggest games of the whole season for any of our backs.
Yeah, the Bee Diggers' biggest rusher going into this game was Connor Weiser with 565 yards. But Lee and Carter had over 400 yards. That's how balanced they've been. On 2nd down and goal for the 2. Handoff to Carter along the right side. He's going to be short of the goal line. He was the deep man there, but he was taken down by Uriel Vasquez. Looked like he got to the 1. Let's see when they spot it. No, nothing.
And he hesitated there that time. And, you get down there close to the goal line, you almost got to put your head down, your shoulder down, and just use some power. And he was kind of trying to hesitate and find a hole to run through. And, when you do find one, it's going to close up pretty quick there.
3rd and goal just inside the 2. Bee Diggers race up to the line of scrimmage. Tormolen on 3rd down. Has the football, hands it off to Carter, running right up the gut. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. He might have spun to the 1-yard line, but I don't think so. I think maybe a half a yard. The Savages read the fake nicely. And looked like the initial hit for Lamar was made by Branson Jennings. It'll be 4th down and goal at the 2-yard line. With 8:17 to go, the Bee Diggers take a timeout, brought to you by Edwards Wright Price Market and Flowerland. We will keep it right here. Bee Diggers have scored a couple of touchdowns on 3rd and long, a 3rd and 21 and a 3rd and 18, and they scored on 4th and goal from the 1 on Mitch Tormolen sneak. So Brush has not scored a touchdown unless it's been 3rd or 4th down tonight, and they're faced with another 4th down situation.
You got to believe that Lamar's thinking bootleg, or else they're going to focus really hard on that run. And this might be a good time to go for that little dump pass to the tight end over there, since they don't have a free safety out there on the field right now. They're all up there on the line of scrimmage.
Tormolen has 2 touchdown passes tonight, a 35-yarder and a screen pass to Connor Weiser, who's had limited action, and an 18-yarder to Randy Baker. So let's see what the Bee Diggers decide on 4th and goal at the 2-yard line. leading 20-6 over Lamar with 8:17 to go in the third quarter on the opening drive of the second half. And the only time the Bee Diggers really failed inside the 5 was on a 2-point conversion.
Well, they didn't elect to go with their field goal unit here, as I see our long snapper staying on the sideline.
Yeah, I think if you don't make it here, you've got Lamar pinned back at the 2-yard line. So Connor Weiser is in there, though, with Eric Garcia. That means the ground game is still a possibility. 4th and goal from the 2. Blake is in motion to the left. Tormolin pitches it left to Garcia, looking for a block, and he's going to walk into the end zone. Garcia, with all that speed, didn't even have to sprint towards that end zone. He was able to score easily from 2 yards out. Brush, 26, Lamar 6.
Well, they froze those linebackers because with that play they have to, they put Weiser in there like a decoy, and the linebackers have to respect him in case they hand him the ball off tackle. And, that just freezes them there and lets our speedy running back run away from everybody.
The biggest play was not on the drive. It was a 66-yard kickoff return by Garcia, so I think it's appropriate, Dave, that he scores the touchdown.
You bet. It's like a little payback for the big run.
The extra point to be attempted by Jesus Cardenas is in the air, and that one is right through the uprights. 8:12 remaining, third quarter. Brush 27, Lamar 6 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 9 plays, 34 yards in 3 minutes and 37 seconds. There weren't any dynamic plays on that drive. John Beltran with Dave Urich, but again, they're coming up clutch on 3rd and 4th downs, especially here on the 4th down, because they did nothing on that 3rd down play. Eric Garcia scores from 2 yards out, and Brush now leads 27-6. But Dave, you got to pretend still with 6:12, make it 8:12 to go in the third, that this is a 0-0 game.
Yeah, you got to keep it sharp and keep it looking good, and keep working on developing that confidence. And I got to tell you, I knew Lamar was big, and I was really worried about the play up there on that line of scrimmage. And the Diggers on that offensive and defensive line have really been doing the job tonight.
And this is a very short kickoff by Cardenas and dropped at the 20-yard line, picked up at the 21, and then in big-time trouble as Kyle Rosenbrock was one of a couple of players who took down the Lamar player there, Ray Lira, the freshman, who was nailed inside the 20 at the 17, but credit Jacob Nichols. He really made the first hit before Rosenbrock cleaned it up.
Yeah, boy, it was like when you swing a golf ball or a golf club at a golf ball. He's teed up, and then the other guy came in and cleaned it off.
Yeah. Destroyed him. They'll mark it at the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Savages, and if they have any chance of winning this game, they're going to have to throw the football. Down by 3 touchdowns with 8:06 to go in the third. 2 receivers are out to the left in a shotgun formation as Jennings. It seemed like forever since Lamar's had the football. And there was movement on the left side of the Lamar offensive line. A Bee Digger did move as well. Let's see what the call is. The Bee Diggers have been called for offsides 3 times and now make it 4. And the Bee Digger fans don't like that whatsoever.
No, you just don't see that very often, and where the fans are impatient trying to figure out what's going on there.
1st down and 5 to go for Lamar. We've said that a couple of times in this game. At their own 24-yard line. Shotgun formation. Jennings will hand it off to the deep man, running right across the 25, 1st down to the 30-yard line. A lot of speed there for just Stephen Coberly, the freshman. They'll give him the 31. It's a gain of 7 before the Bee Diggers make the play.
That was his first offensive carry of the night.
Tackle was made by Trevor Blake. It'll be 1st down and 10. Platte Valley Hearing Center at 417 Main Street in Fort Morgan, getting your hearing to its very best. Platte Valley Hearing Center. 1st and 10 from the 31. 2 receivers out to the left. Shotgun for Jennings. He's going to keep the football, running back towards the middle as he cuts back across the 35 to the 36. Again, Kyle Rosenbrock holding his ground. It was a gain of 5, but if Rosenbrock's not out there, it could have been a big gainer there for the quarterback, Jennings.
Jennings showed a lot of speed there, and Rosenbrock kind of got ran over as he was making the tackle, but the important thing is he wrapped up and held on.
Your one-stop shop for all of your banking and investment needs, from checking to savings to IRAs, is Morgan Federal Bank, 321 Ensign Street. Morgan Federal Bank, there's a difference. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. 2nd and 5 from the 36. And there is the give right up the gut and driving towards the 39-yard line. Looks like that's Nischberg. And it'll be 3rd down and 2 to go. Bryant Woodward and Felix Calderon in on the play.
Yeah, Nischberg's only got 24 yards now and 9 carries. But the Diggers have just really shut him down tonight.
Excellent job by Brush. As we approach the midway point of the third, Brush 27, Lamar 6. Shotgun formation, 3rd and 2 for Lamar at their own 39-yard line. Man in motion, there's the handoff right up the middle to the 40-yard line. That might be Nischberg. He does not have the first down. It's a gain of only 1. And again, B-Diggers getting penetration thanks in part to Soto and Calderon. 4th and 1 to go for Lamar at their own 40-yard line, and with 6:07 to go in the third, I guess they have no other option but to go for it.
Yeah, they've got to go for it. It's not going to do them any good to try to play field position now, and if they can't pick up this half a yard or whatever that is, then they don't have a shot at it anyway.
4th and 1 at their own 40-yard line, but they're in a shotgun formation. Jennings awaiting the snap. Has it. Will keep the football running right, and Rosenbrock cannot make the tackle at the 50-yard line. Back to the inside at the 40, still on his feet inside the 40 to the 37. It's a gain of 23 yards and a first down. Eric Garcia still on the ground. He made the tackle and is slow to get up.
Jennings is a big boy out there. I'll tell you what, he runs the ball hard, but the best part of that play was the fact that he made such a great fake. He held that ball, he left the ball in Nischberg's belly for so long that nobody really knew where the ball was at.
Garcia got up and he's down again. I'm guessing, Dave, that's a cramp with 5:38 to go in the third. Hopefully he didn't turn an ankle. That's the bigger concern, because he did get up and he wasn't limping when he got up. It looked like he spasmed out there, but again, only guessing at this point as Garcia's being attended to in front of the Lamar bench after making the tackle. And he's getting up gingerly, but he's putting full weight on that leg. He's going to try to walk off the field under his own assistance or without any assistance. And not sure exactly what happened to Garcia there. Either way, Lamar's got a 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line of Brush. With 5.5 to go in the third, B-Diggers 27, Savages 6. Under center this time is Jennings. And play action, looking to throw up the left sideline. Nischberg is out there. He's going to make the catch. The B-Diggers had it defended, but it's a first down inside the 20 towards the 18-yard line. Well, that was a surprise considering that the B-Diggers were out there. So it goes to the 18-yard line to Nischberg. And the pickup there is a gain of 20 yards on the pass. 1st and 10. Again, play action, rolling right, looking to throw towards the end zone, and that pass is going to be broken up. They're going to call interference on that? Yep. Bostrom hit the receiver as the ball was coming into his hands, and it was broken up. That looked like a clean hit at the perfect time, but the official threw the flag, unless they're going to call it on the offense.
There was no way there was a penalty on Bostrom on that play. He hit the kid right when the ball was getting there, and he's the reason that the ball was deflected if they do try to call that against him.
It'll be pass interference against Lamar. Okay, that makes sense because Bostrom broke it up in the end zone. And the pass, it was intended over there, I think, for the tight end. Might have been Tate, but either way, I'm hearing in the booth that's a loss of down and a pass interference on the offense. Football is going to be placed at the 33. Second down and 25, so that is a loss of down. Dave, I didn't see the push-off, but obviously it was not against the Beat Diggers because Bostrom made a perfect play.
Well,
now we have another flag that goes up, and that's going to be against the Lamar sideline for unsportsmanlike conduct, more than likely.
Well, their coach up here in the booth's getting after it a little bit too, so I'm sure if they could hear him, they might have heard him up here. That might be who they might not even be against their sideline. It might be against their coach that's up here in the booth.
Well, I don't know, Dave. I didn't see the penalty against Lamar. I couldn't tell from here. I just thought it was a clean play that Bostrom broke up. Or is that just a warning? They're not going to be penalized for that, even though a flag was thrown. I don't understand that. I guess it was just a sideline warning. 2nd and 25. There's the handoff to Nischberg, running off left tackle inside the 30 towards the 28. Rosenbrock and Randy Baker make the hits. It's a gain of 5 for Nischberg. 3rd down and 20. They've got to get to the 13-yard line.
Yeah, 32 tough yards for Nischberg. But I'll tell you that penalty, our corner was back there, and before he went to catch the ball, he pushed our corner out of the way, and Bostrom's our free safety. Bostrom hit him right after that when the ball got there.
Correction, they've got to get to the 8-yard line since it's 3rd and 20 from the Beat Digger 28. In a shotgun formation is Jennings, awaiting the snap. He's going to hand it off. Here's 2 handoffs coming. Faziato has it. He's going to take off with the football inside the 25. He's going to be tackled at the 24. The Beat Diggers read that pretty well. It's only a gain of 4 yards in the play. Felix Calderon stayed home, as did Ethan Brost. So it'll be 4th down and 16 to go from the Beat Digger 24-yard line with 3:49 to go. Another flag has gone up. That's going to be against Lamar, and that will be 15 yards for unsportsmanlike conduct. The first was a warning, a sideline warning. And now the football is going to be placed at the 39-yard line. It'll be 4th and 31. Dave, at this point, you got to punt the ball. Yeah, I know you don't want to play field position, but you're down by 3 scores. They're not going to pick up 31 yards unless the Beat Diggers make a humongous mistake or commit a stupid penalty.
Yeah, they're going to throw the ball up in the air and try to get that defensive pass interference. It's about the only thing they can do unless they complete the pass. But you can see our corners have been doing such a great job tonight with their coverage. It's going to be hard for them to pull that off.
Well, they're going to go for it. 4th and 31 from the Beat Digger 39. They've got to get to the 8-yard line. Jennings is back to throw a deep drop. He pumps, heaves it up the left sideline, and that's going to be picked off. And the Beat Diggers will have the football right in front of the Beat Digger bench. Eric Garcia picks it off. Defending Nischberg, he was basically playing center field, and that was like a very bad punt if you're Lamar because the Beat Diggers are now inside of their own 30-yard line. If he knocked it down, they'd be at the 38. They're at the 29-yard line as Brush has the football with 3:19 to go in the third, leading 27-6.
It was sort of an easy play for Garcia to read because it was just an out and up, and Jennings drops back. He makes that little pump fake when the kid runs out, and then he turns it upfield, and Garcia just hung back and waited for him to throw the ball, and he put so much air underneath of it. Garcia's got enough athletic ability to be able to jump up in the air and jump in front of the receiver. 1st
and 10 at the 29-yard line. Tormolin hands it off to Carter, but the blitz was coming, and he was tackled in the backfield. There were 3 Savages in on the play, and the first was Gabe Salazar, the 5'7", 185-pound sophomore linebacker. It's a loss of 1, 2nd down and 11.
118 yards now for Carter, and he's kind of gone backwards a few times these last 3 runs. He's only been able to come up with -1 yard in the last 3 attempts.
2nd down and 11 for the 28-yard line with 2:45 to go. 3rd quarter, Brush 27, Lamar 6. Let's see the Beat Diggers try to use the perimeter. Tormolin is back to throw. Deep over the middle, wide open. It's caught by Baker. And Baker breaks free at the 40-yard line. Up the middle to the 30. Baker to the 20, to the 10, 5. Touchdown, Randy Baker! 72 yards from Mitch Tormolin. Beat Diggers lead the Savages 33-6. Holy mahungus!
That was that 81 dump. The Lamar Savages don't have a free safety hanging back there doing his job. They're sending all those linebackers on all those blitzes, so the Diggers fake the handoff and then just let Baker run out of his tight end position, just let him run straight down the field and find that pocket behind those linebackers and hit him on the run.
Should be 2 catches for 90 yards for Baker, both for touchdowns.
Yeah, that's what he's got.
Well, they didn't have to explore the perimeter, but that's another way that you can expose the defense. Here's the extra point to be attempted by Jesus Cardenas. Perfect snap, and that kick is right through. 2:28 to go, third quarter. The Bead Diggers in blowout mode. 34, the Lamar Savages 6 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. How about the Bead Diggers there? 2 plays, 71 yards, but they went 1 yard backward on the first play, so they needed 72 yards in the pass from Mitch Tormolen to Randy Baker. Baker's second touchdown of the game, and the first time the Bead Diggers have scored tonight on anything prior to a third down. They did it on 2nd and 11, 51-second drive. Bead Diggers now lead 34-6. Again, we'll have all these clips up on KSIRsports.com by clicking on Brush Videos coming up tomorrow, or go to our KSIR B106 channel on YouTube. Jesus Cardenas to kick it off. Runs towards that football. Boots that baby high and fairly short. Taken at the 11 to the 15. Running to the right is Nischberg to the 20. Has a seam as he broke it to the 35-yard line before the tackle was made. And it was Tyler Stratman, who I'm glad we have not seen tonight from a punting standpoint, making the tackle. Return of 24 yards. And that's where Lamar has the football at the 35.
That was a great tackle there by Tyler, too. You know, he tackled him down low. It was a sure tackle. There was no way he was going to break it loose. Stratman might have saved a touchdown on that one.
Yeah, there was a huge seam across that right side. Shotgun for Jennings. 1st and 10, and there's going to be a give along the left side. Stutter stepping back towards the middle and diving to the 35. The 40-yard line is Nischberg. Felix Calderon made the tackle. It's a gain of 5, 2nd down and 5, and Lamar's not going to be in hurry up. They know that this game has basically been decided with under 2 minutes to go in the third, although they're hurrying up right now, but the Bead Diggers leading by 4 touchdowns.
Lamar's got a lot of discipline. Boy, they run up to the line of scrimmage out of their huddle.
Play action, rolling left, now throwing a screen out to the right, and it was caught, I believe, and if that was caught, that's going to be a loss. No, it was trapped by Nischberg. That would have been a loss of close to 5 yards at the 34-yard line, but it's going to be instead 3rd down and 5 for Lamar, just shy of the 40.
So Lamar's got 95 yards passing tonight on 10 attempts. They've completed 3 of those, 2 interceptions.
Welcome home to your hometown grocery store featuring Morgan County's largest variety, the Brush Grocery Cart. 3rd and 5 from the 40. Shotgun formation for Jennings. 2 receivers to the left. Has the football. He's going to spin, throw it out on the slant. It's complete. That's a 1st down to Faziato as he's hit at the 45-yard line, tackled right there. It's a gain of 5, but it is enough for a 1st down as Bostrom was in on the hit.
So that takes him to 101 yards. And that play was kind of like a wide receiver screen where they sent their lineman out there to set all those blocks up for right after he caught the ball. And it was just a beautiful play, and they did a good job blocking it.
For all of your auto supply needs, stop by Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. 1st and 10 for Lamar at their own 46-yard line with 1:25 to go in the third. Brush 34, Lamar 6. Man in motion to the right. There's the handoff to Maldonado running right, and he gets away from Rosenbrock, but then a big hit at the 47-yard line, a gain of only 1. And that was right in front of the Lamar bench, and it was Brett Bostrom with a big hit on that play, stopping Maldonado for only a gain of 1.
Well, you know that movie, The Cleaner? That was kind of one of those cleaner plays.
Yeah, it was. Big time. 2nd down and 9 for Lamar at their own 47-yard line. Shotgun for Jennings, 2 in the backfield, and this is going to be a give right up the gut and a gain of maybe a yard for Nischberg to the 48. And Felix Calderon from his nose guard position brought him down to the turf. 3rd and 8 inside of 30 seconds to go in the third quarter.
So 38 yards still for Nischberg. Not what he's used to this year.
Over 1,400 yards by Eric Nischberg going into this game. The Bead Diggers have held him in check. 3rd and 8 from the 48. Shotgun formation. Back to throw is Jennings. Throws underneath. The pass is caught, but back to the line of scrimmage a diving reception out there by Jamin Tate. He's actually going to lose a yard to the 47. That's the end of the third quarter. It'll be a 4th down when we come back. Brush 34, Lamar 6 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.